Hello, this is Carolyn from the Game Curriculum, sponsored by Excellence in Education. I'm here today to explain to you the power of play. A few years ago, Dr. Carolyn Forte of Texas Christian University announced that scientists have recently discovered it takes about 400 repetitions to create a new synapse in the brain, unless you do it with play, in which case it takes 10 to 20 repetitions with an average of 12. So today I'd like to show you how you can teach beginning number concepts to your preschoolers through first or second graders, including number recognition, adding, and subtracting with a deck of cards, almost like ordinary playing cards, but you'll see the difference when I show you the games. These are called Frapper deck cards. So this first game is to help your child learn to recognize numerals and connect the concept of that shape to the 6 images on the card, or the numeral 2 to the number 2 objects on the card. So this is a fun little game that your children will enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy it too. You want to shuffle your cards. Now I've used this is a Frapper deck multiplication facts card game, but it can be used to teach almost anything with numbers. So the cards look like ordinary playing cards, except instead of an ace, there's a 0. And then instead of face cards, the numerals go up to 12. But I pulled 10, 11, and 12 out of the deck for this game. So I'm just going to shuffle it, and then we're going to deal out a few cards. So each player gets 4 cards, and then in the center you put 4 cards. And I'm missing a card. Okay. Now, for little people who have a hard time holding cards, so often 3-year-olds and even 4-year-olds have a hard time holding the cards, we have at Excellence in Education these wonderful little card holders. So you can help your child by putting the cards in the card holder. And I'm just going to put it down flat so you can see what we're doing. And then, of course, I'll have the cards in my hand, and I'm going to lay them down so you can see what cards are in my hand. So the object of the game is to make the most pairs. And you make pairs by matching the number or numeral on each card. So if the little child playing can look at this and see there's a 9 there and a 9 there. So he could take that, match it to the 9, and if he's kind of unfamiliar yet, you point out the pattern of the clubs and the spades. So he's got a matching 9, and he can put it here, and then the dealer puts another card in the middle and puts another card down for his hand. So now it's my turn, and I see that I have a 2, which I can match with that 2. And so now I'm going to put down some more cards, and it's your child's turn to look. And you'll notice there isn't a match between his hand and those down here, but aha, there's a match right here, and he's allowed to see that and collect it. So if he notices that there are 2 1s, he can collect it and put it in his pile, and then the dealer will put down 2 more cards. So now it's my turn, and I see I have 7s, so I'm going to take that and put out a new one, and then it's your child's turn, and well, what do you know? Here's another pair. So if he can notice that there are 2 zeros there, he can take them. So this is how you go. You just take turns and keep looking for pairs, and the dealer keeps putting down cards. You always have 4 cards in your hand. And so now it's his turn, and he might see, oh look, there's a 6. Now often children won't see it, and so it's a good idea to point out to them, oh, look at the pattern on the card, because it's a good way to start learning number patterns. Ultimately, they'll get that there are 2 rows of 3. 2 times 3 is 6. You're getting way ahead, but that's the concept. Or 3 rows of 2. This is very, very helpful for children to start learning number concepts. And so that's how it goes. And you just continue playing, and at the end you see who has the most cards in the pile. And that's a great beginner way to help children understand the relationship between numbers, which is the amount, and numerals, which is the mark that we make to show 5 or 1 or 8 or 7. Thank you very much. I hope that was helpful to you. This game is a variation on the traditional shut the box game, which usually it was a wooden box with little levers with numbers on the levers. But we're just going to do it with some playing cards. So you pick out number 1 through 10. Now, the deck I'm using has a 1 instead of an ace. It's this Frapper deck multiplication card game. So players go one at a time, and then you add up a score, and then the next player goes, and you do 3 rounds and see who has the lowest score. So I've rolled a 1 and a 2, so I can take the 3, or I could take the 1 and the 2. I'm just going to take the 3 this time. We'll see what happens. I'm rolling again, and I got 12. Well, there's no 12. So I'm going to have to find 2 cards that add up to make 12. And so here I see the 8 and the 4 makes 12. This game teaches addition facts really well. Now I got 11, so I have to look for 2 cards that will add to make 11. I could do the 10 and the 1, or the 5 and the 6. I think I'm going to take the 10 and the 1 because it's sometimes pretty hard to get that 10 out of there. All right, now I have 8, and there's no 8 here. But 6 plus 2 makes 8, so I will take that out. Okay, and now I have 9, so I'll take the 9 out. And 7, whoa, don't usually do this well. And what's left is 5, so 5 is my score. Now the next player is going to go. You'll put the cards down again. and start over. And then the next player goes. And we'll see if the next player beats me. So this is 8. 8 again. So I have to find 2 cards, or 3, that add to 8. So I'm going to take the 3 and the 5. Now you see how you have to think about the possibilities when you're playing this. So it's really good for the brain for thinking about addition facts. So for this is 7. It's best to take the biggest number out because sometimes it's hard to get those big numbers. So now I have 11. I'm going to take the 10 and the 1 because it's hard to get rid of that 10 sometimes. Oh, look at that 10. I should have done something different. Well, nothing here except I can do the 6. So my score here is 11. And so the first player has 5. This is 11. Now we go back to the first player and do 3 rounds and see who gets the lowest score at the end. So you've got review of addition facts plus adding up your score at the end. So there's a lot of adding going on, but it's a lot of fun. So your child will learn the addition facts very, very fast. This is another game to teach addition, to actually teach equations, but you don't have to use that word, just number facts. So I'm going to put down a grid of 12 cards for starters. And the object is to find number facts. So, for instance, 4 plus 4 equals 8. So that would be, I could pick up those 3 cards. You can play it 2 ways. You can play it where there's no taking turns. It's a free-for-all. And you just grab the combinations as quickly as you can. And the dealer keeps putting cards down. Or you can take turns. If you have a large age disparity among the players, it's better to take turns. But if you have several kids of similar age and ability, then it's okay to do a free-for-all. Let's take a look and see what we have here. If we have any combinations. All right, so I see a 7 and a 1 makes an 8. So I can take that. And then the dealer will put down 3 more. And everyone continues to look. Ooh, 5 plus 5 equal 10. Now you could allow them to take more than 3 cards, especially if you've got a 0 in there, because you can add that to anything. And the object is to get the biggest pile of cards. So here we go. 7 plus 2 equals 9. And we'll put some more down. Now, if it ever happens that no one can find an equation, a number sentence here, then the dealer could put down 3 more cards. Okay, it's not going to happen too often, but you should know that you could do that if you need to, because you just want the kids to have fun playing the game. So 7 plus 1 plus 0 makes 8. And then we'll just put some more cards down. And you just keep going until there aren't any cards left, and then have the players count up their cards, and the one with the most cards is the winner. So this helps them to learn the number facts, but it's a lot of fun to play. This is a fun game for the whole family. You'll want to give each player 5 cards. So I'm just going to put down, and I think I will make a ghost player here to make it more interesting. And then the first player should put down a card. It can be any card. And then the next player is going to have to match that. So I'm seeing that there's no way in this player's hand to match the 12. So this player has to take 2 more cards. Now this player gets to create a new target card. So let's say this player decides the new target card will be 3. All right, so now this player has to match the 3. And there isn't any way to do that, even with adding or subtracting. So this player gets to put down a new target card. So let's, and take two cards, put down a new target. All right, now it's my turn, and I should have 5 cards. You always have to have 5 cards. So I can do it. I can match the 5. So that means this player has to match the 5. The object is to get rid of all your cards. And now this player has to match the 5. So I see here that if you're going to allow subtraction, this player could do it. 6 minus 1 is 5. So that player has matched the 5. Now I'm going to try, oh, look at that, I have a 5. So I can match. Now this player has to try to match the 5. Well, the only way this would happen if you do allow division. You've got to decide in the beginning how many operations you're going to allow. But if you're only doing adding or adding and subtracting, this player would have to take 2 more cards. And now put down a target card. So maybe this player really wants to bamboozle the others and puts the 0 down. Well, obviously this one can't do it. So he has to take 2 cards. And now he can put a new target down. So let's say he puts down the 9. I can't match the 9 in any way, so I have to take 2 cards. And then I get to put down a new target. I'm going to put a 12 down as the target. Now this player is going to look and see if he can do a target. Look at that. 2 plus 10 makes 12. So that play worked. It's still 12 is the target. 11 and 1 makes 12. So now I have to do it, and I happen to have a 12. So 12 is still the target. This player doesn't have 12. So we'll put down 2 more cards, and now this player gets to choose a new target. So maybe the target should be a 9. This one can't do it. So we're going to put down 2 cards, and now this player gets to choose a new target. You might decide to do a 3. That's kind of hard to match. So I can't match that, so I'm going to put down 2 more, and now I get to choose a new target. And then this player is going to go, can't make it, so has to take more cards. So now this player gets to put down a new target. Let's say it's 10. Oh, shouldn't have picked 10, because this one can immediately do that. I can do 9 and 1 makes 10. And so now it's still 10. And there's no combination. Oh, 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay. So now it's still 10. Oops, 7 and 3 is 10. And 0. So this player is the winner. He's out first. So that is a fun game. It's fun for the whole family, and I hope you will enjoy helping your kids learn math facts with all of these games. This card game for learning and reinforcing addition and subtraction is based on an old game called Matchum, and the idea is to match a target number. Each player starts out with 5 cards, so I'm going to deal out 5 cards to each player. Now I'm using a card deck called Frapper Deck Multiplication. The reason I like it is that it looks like an ordinary deck of playing cards, but instead of aces, it has zeros, and instead of face cards, it has 11 and 12. So it's just all numerals. Now, in this game, the first player will pick up the cards, and my husband is playing the other deck, so you're going to see his hand. And I'm going to pick the first target card. Now, if we were really playing this, not demonstrating it to you, we wouldn't be able to see each other's hands, so understand that. But I've got them down on the table so you can see what we're doing. So I'm going to decide to pick a target number, and then he's going to try to match it. So I'm going to pick a target number of 9, and then he's going to look at his hand and see if he can match it. Now, if he cannot match it, he has to take 2 cards from the deck to add to his hand. And now he is able to take one of his cards and make a new target number. Whew! 0, huh? Okay, 3. All right. So he has put 3 down as a target number. And so I cannot match that. So I'm going to have to take 2 cards. And now I get to choose a new target number. So I'm going to choose the 6. Now keep in mind, normally I would not be able to see his cards, so I wouldn't know what he's doing. But you see he's picked out 3 and 2 and 1, and you add those up and that makes 6. So he's able to get rid of 3 cards at once doing that. Now, I have to match the 1. Now, if you can do this game only with addition, but if you will allow children to think in terms of addition or subtraction, I can match that 1 by doing 12 minus 11. So we're still at 1 for a target, and it's his turn. And so since he can't match the 11, he's going to take 2 more cards and put down a new target number, which he's put down a 7. And I'm not able to match that, so I have to take 2 more. Now I get to pick a new target number, so I'm going to pick a 12. And now he has to take some more cards and pick a new target number. So this is a little more interesting when you have 3 or 5 family members playing, but it's fun with just 2 people. Now it's 3, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So I'm going to play today that we are allowed to do subtraction. So it's still 3 is a target, and he's done 2 plus 1 is 3. And clearly I cannot match that, so I have to take 2 more. And I get to put down another target number, so I'm going to put a 4 down. Now he gets to put a new target number down. Oh, wonderful. I love that because I have a 5 and I can match it. So now you have to match the 5. Or take 2 cards. And so he gets to put down a new target number. All right. So I think you get the idea of how this works. He's put down a 10, which is awesome luck for me because now I'm out and this round is finished. So the players add up the cards still in their hands. I have 0, so that's my score. And you can play more rounds, as many rounds as you want, and each time add your score. And so in the end, the player with the lowest score is going to be the winner. But you get lots and lots of practice with addition and subtraction if you're allowing subtraction. You can even do a variation where you can allow a little bit of multiplication. You won't be able to go higher than 12, but it's some beginning multiplication if you wish to do it, if your child is starting to do multiplication. I think you will enjoy this game, and thank you for watching the video.